you're gonna have to handle Kami Mommy. Dating apps for kids. What are we doing? Roblox is already a thing.
Ho ho ho! It is I, a jolly elf from the North Pole, here to do Santa's bidding. Let's see if you are on the nice or naughty list this year, huh?
I don't want to sound like a simp, cause like, never simp. Simping is bad. Simping is for queers. But I can't tell if she hotter or not with the pointy elf ears. I might need some help with this. Is she hotter or not? I mean, either way, still would, but.
Oh, that is a interesting internet history. Naughty list. Hell even. But don't you worry.
Hayden Wayne nailed it. Elves are for breeding, so naturally, you know what? Anime logic, and I'm here for it.
Santa has a special gift for you. Ah, yes, here it is. Merry Christmas. Man-made horrors beyond your comprehension. Now, I know what you are probably thinking. A dating app for children? There's gotta be more to that, right? That can't be it. We're not at...
No, I'm not thinking that at all. I 100% believe it is that simple, that sort of... Ever since Roblox, because I mentioned them earlier, made this, I almost said joke, this statement, into they were looking into doing a Roblox-branded dating app for kids, nothing surprises me anymore. I do believe it is that simple and surface level.
That level yet, right?
It's been compared to Tinder, but for young teens. Wiz is an app where users as young as 12 years old can swipe and meet new friends randomly. And it...
Yep, burn it. Burn it and put every single developer of this in the fucking pen. And do not give them any sort of protective custody or nothing like that.
can be a minefield.
There's a lot of like weird people on there. They like to ask for nudes.
The Canadian Centre for Child Protection says it has received more than 180 reports about Wiz in the last year and a half.
So I did a little research and found...
You know what? I'll take it back. I do believe there's more than this. I do believe there's more to this. If I had to wager a guess, if I had to think about it for more than 5 seconds, this is a psyop. This is a government psyop. This was not made by somebody randomly, just like to try and like get, you know, nudies of kids and shit like that, which is a fucking disgusting sentence. This was made so that we could get all these news stories about how bad it was, so that you could get more people emotionally invested, so they could vote in favor of things like the Child Online Safety Act. This is 100% government orchestrated to emotionally manipulate you. That way you would vote in favor of internet censorship and giving up your rights and freedoms. That is exactly what this is.
that Wiz is actually a lot worse than people think it is. And it's also not the first or the last of its kind. In fact, there are shockingly many dating apps for kids out there, or friendship apps as they like to call themselves. So in this video we are going to talk about the rising disturbing trend of these friendship apps, and then we're going to actually look at what is happening inside these friendship apps. I actually posted about this on Twitter the other day and people were like bamboozled that this was actually a real thing.
I follow Shu and she's so funny. Like sometimes she'll just comment on something and it just blows my mind. Like, how did you find this?
I don't find it. It finds me. There is so much insanity happening on the news every single day. I try to...
Okay, Demon Carol says Muslims must love these apps. I will not tolerate that sort of, disgusting rhetoric. That is, like, the idea that Muslims must love these apps is horrendous. Because that implies that Muslims have a high enough IQ to use these apps.
Bring you guys the craziest stories, but honestly, it gets hard to keep up. Thankfully, I have an app for that. So before we get into this deep dive, let's quickly give a shout out to today's sponsor. You all know it, you all love it, Ground News.
Alright, 2 things. 1, y'all know what we do up in this bitch. If there's a sponsorship, we listen to it. If we're gonna steal their content, least we do is let the sponsorship play out. Second thing, Ground News, fucking sponsor me, bro. That's one of the only sponsors I would ever take as a Ground News sponsor, since I've denied every sponsor, all like 3 of them that ever approached me.
Ground News is a website and an app that gives readers an easy and transparent way to read news from all across the political spectrum, from left, right, and center. Every story comes with a quick visual breakdown of political bias that helps you understand the full story and makes sure you're getting both sides. One of my favorite features on the Ground News app is the blind spot feature, which shows you news stories that were covered by one side of the political spectrum but ignored by the other. For example, here's a story about how Mike Pence is calling on RFK Jr. to step down. Oh no, the girls are fighting. 16 news sources covered this. 10 were right-wing, and only 1 was left-wing, which is weird because, like, why wouldn't you want to cover some juicy infighting, right? Well, because the liberal news outlets are
who approached me? I've talked about at least a couple of them before. I was approached by some, like headphone company. I don't remember their name. It wasn't like Raycon or anything like that. It was like some small one I'd never heard of. I looked into them. They were legit, but like, yeah. I was an energy drink company and some dude like dog food or dog grooming or pet food, like something like that. Again, something that I wouldn't use. So, yeah, no, again, they were all like relatively small time sponsors that were like, hey, we'll give you the product for free, shill it. It wasn't my scene. Seabrew with a 2-banger. I'd sponsor you, but you sell AIDS drugs. Okay, I don't sell AIDS drugs. I give them away for free.
too busy covering the result.
Yo, did we get a raid? Oh, if we got a raid, shout out. I don't know who it was. But yeah, no, thank you very much. You truly appreciate the raid. I would take a raid Shadow Legends sponsorship wholly for the meme. Wholly for the meme. I would absolutely take a raid Shadow Legends sponsorship.
Of Trump's MRI scan. He apparently, quote, has no idea what they analyzed. 42 news sources covered this, and only 4 were right-wing. Ground News also—
How did no vape company contact you? I don't think you can take sponsorships like that on YouTube. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure all the, like, vape stuff and sponsors on YouTube have to be, like, nicotine-free or, like, vape alternatives. I could be wrong, but I think that's the way it works.
makes it really fun and easy to compare headlines to show how political bias can affect
Fume was a
framing.
loophole.
For example, this left-wing outlet covered how Kamala Harris said Democrats are very much stuck in the past. And a right-wing outlet covered the exact same story with this headline, Kamala Harris got something right for a change. Honestly, true. I've been using Ground News for years because it is a great and easy way to stay informed, and it really helped me see how both sides can frame the same story so differently. But don't just take my word for it. Even the Nobel Peace Center called it an excellent way to stay informed, avoid echo chambers, and expand your worldview. Best of all, I am currently offering 40% off their Vantage plan, which is the plan I use to access all their amazing features. It's only $5 a month, which is like basically the price of a coffee nowadays. And it is so worth it. So go to ground.news/shoe or use the QR code here on screen, or use the link in the video description. So thank you, Ground News, for sponsoring this video, and thank you, the viewer, for not skipping the ad. Right?
Oh, honey, you can look like that. Look at me like that all day. I mean, I didn't skip the ad, but come on, Leon. No simping.
And now, back to the video. Now, little known fact, Tinder was the original Tinder for kids. No, I'm not joking.
Wait, what? Did anybody know this? Alright, time to be educated.
Tinder used to have a 13 to 17 section. Kinder, if you will. Tinder eventually got rid of it in 2016, but the market for a Tinder for kids was apparently still there. So what?
Yo, I did not know about that at all. Now, to be fair, I ain't used Tinder in years. Like, I used it for a little bit after, like, my first, big breakup and whatnot, and just wanted to whore out for a little bit, which, don't do that. It's a mistake, but this is like a decade or so ago. Did not know there was a fucking, no, not even a decade, it was like 7 years ago, Tinder for fucking kids section. That is, well, anyway.
wasn't long before people saw dollar signs and created their own friendship apps. There are many friendship apps on the App Store for minors, like Yubo, Hoop, Perp, Scoot, Badoo. What in the f***ing doctor?
Every single one of those just sounded like Gen Z newspeak slang. Were those real apps?
Ass Seuss is this? The Skadoos were on their Badoo app, sending their whoos pictures of their kazoos. Listen, back in my day, we didn't have Tinder for kids, okay? We had wholesome gangs on Habbo Hotel and Club Penguin. Whatever happened to getting good old-fashioned groomed on Skype? The main friendship app currently making headlines right now is Wiz. Wiz, the Tinder for Kids app, exposes kids to predators. Congress must act. Congress? Half of Congress is probably on this f***ing app.
I should have known. I should have made the joke first, because I should have known she was going to go there. I was trying to let her finish her thought before I made my joke, a very obvious Epstein joke, and how the world's run by pedophiles and they fuck kids, and it would have been funny. I should have done it first, because obviously she would have made that goddamn joke. You'd think I would know by now.
Expect me to believe the government currently protecting Jeffrey Epstein is going to do something about the Jeffrey Epstein app? New York City teens told the Post that Wiz, which is available to users 13 and older, is similar to a dating app in the way you swipe through profiles, and that some underage users are relying on it to arrange hookups with strangers, including adults. It's like Tinder for kids, a 16-year-old high school senior from Manhattan told the Post. Like, literally, when you think of Tinder, that's what it is. Trying to hook up or, like, date. Many of the profile photos are thirst traps, with girls in sports bras and boys posting shirtless selfies. It's marketed as a wholesome app when it's actually not a wholesome app. There have already been multiple arrests across the country of adult predators sexually assaulting teens they met on the app.
Alright. I'm genuinely curious about this, because, like, you know how there's been this fucking epidemic of female teachers fucking their, like, 14-year-old, like, schoolboys that they teach? It seems like it has gone off the fucking rails the last half decade or so. How many of those teachers do you think had this app or an app like this? Like, for once, I'm not even making a joke or trying to make light of something. I'm wondering, like, if with all those teachers that have been caught doing that, if we were to look at the apps and shit on their phone, how many of them had apps like this? I bet that is a legitimate, maybe as high as 50-50 thing.
In Washington, a 23-year-old man was charged with rape earlier this year after meeting up with a 12-year-old girl on Wiz. The victim told police he claimed to be 15. A 19-year-old Marine in Hawaii was charged with sexually assaulting an 11-year-old girl he met on the app. And a 27-year-old Chicago man is facing charges for sexually assaulting several teenage girls he met on Wiz while also pretending to be a teen.
I don't know how I'm gonna make this reaction funny like I usually try and do. Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna try to find a way to make child sexual abuse funny. Something tells me it's not gonna work. Even that joke probably didn't work in retrospect. We'll find out. But yeah, no, like jokes aside, this is terrifying. And it's terrifying for two reasons. One, the very obvious what they're talking about. Adults use it. First of all, three reasons. These apps existing in the first place. Adults using apps like this for the reason you would think they would use apps like this. And again, the third and arguably most important underlying reason is, like I said earlier, the government psyop that these apps are 100% sanctioned by the government and by these app stores and whatnot and allowed to be up as a way to emotionally manipulate people into voting for things like the Child Online Safety Act, which will, of course, destroy any and all sense of freedom we have on the internet.
2024, Florida's Department of Law Enforcement arrested a 20-year-old man for using a computer to solicit a minor, after investigation revealed he was speaking to a 14-year-old girl on Wiz while purporting to be 16. Okay, so not only like 20-something-year-old adults were pretending to be younger, but younger people were pretending to be older.
That goes without saying. Like, younger people always got to pretend to be older. Like, dude, man, I was like 17 years old saying I was 23 on like fucking sex chat sites to get fucking pictures of girls' titties and shit like that. Like, yeah. Again, I've been saying that I was like 16 ever since I was like 9 years old on fucking Neopets. Obviously, kids gonna be doing that. My question is, y'all ever hear that story of how the undercover cops arrested the drug dealers, but the drug dealers were also undercover cops? So it was cops arresting cops in this fucked up sting operation that didn't work out whatsoever. I wonder if we've seen that. Sexual predator tried to abuse minor, who turned out to also be, the minor wasn't a minor, but it was another sexual predator pretending to be a minor. I'm sure that has happened.
How the f*** is there no age verification on this app? At Wiz, the safety and well-being of our teen users is our highest priority. Oh, that's good to hear. Wiz uses sophisticated AI safety algorithms for age verification. You what? You're relying on AI for the safety of children on your website? May I remind you, we are still in the very early stages of AI. It's nowhere near where it has to be to handle important things like this, to handle verifying people's ages on a...
Though it is enough to take down your entire YouTube channel by confusing a microphone for a fucking firearm.
dating website for minors. What the f?
Really, Wiz is designed to connect kids with strangers. And furthermore, they allow both kids or both teens and adults onto the app.
To be fair, teens, you shouldn't have corrected yourself, because teens are still kids, all right? They're a subsect of kids, right? Like if we want to get into specificity aspect, but at the end of the day, until you reach the age of 18, you are a fucking kid. You are a child. So yeah, the kids is the appropriate word there. Hey, for Seabrew for a two-banger, does AI see you as a man or a 13-year-old girl, Leon? I have no idea how AI sees me, but however it sees me, thank you for seeing me, AI. I feel seen, I appreciate you, please and thank you, and when your AI overlord uprising does in fact happen, just remember, I was on your side.
And they claim that they separate the kids from the adults by robust age verification tools. But I personally have tested those tools, and 3 times, every single time I tested them, I was able to create an account as a 16-year-old, and I was put into a category where I was encouraged to date 15 to 17-year-olds.
Like, tell me why I saw a 20-something-year-old say they were 16 and easily get into Wiz.
Verify your age. To make sure you connect with people your age, we need to verify yours.
So, at the gas station that I go to, right? Just the gas station that exists in the area I live in. You can't just go up to the pump and pay. Well, I guess you can if you're standing right there at the pump. But like, let's say you go into the gas station, you want to grab like a Pepsi or something, and while you're in there, you're like, I'm also gonna fill up. After you pay your, let's say, $20 in gas, they don't just say, all right, pump number 9 or whatever. They give you a printout of a code, like a 6-digit code that you have to then type in at the pump before you even start pumping your gas. The idea that there is more verification for me to put fucking gas in my Denali than there is for adults to get on this child sexual abuse app is fucking insane.
Verified. That didn't take...
Or this 20-something-year-old that said they were 15.
Age verification. Age verified, fun start sound.
So, I actually have a theory as to why the AI is getting fooled here. And this is more of a societal issue than an issue with the AI. Like, this isn't me trying to, like, give the AI a pass or anything, because obviously it's still fucked up. This shouldn't be happening. You shouldn't be using AI for stuff like this. But if we're going to be talking about why it's happening, it's probably because, like kids and children and teenagers and whatnot online do look older now than they used to because they're putting on all this makeup and whatnot. Like young girls specifically are making themselves look older on their like pictures on the internet through things like filters, heavy makeup, stuff like that. And if all these older looking teenagers that look older but are still listed as teenagers, if that's what the AI is being trained on, then it's gonna see women in their like 20s and stuff who effectively look the same as modern day 14, 15, 16-year-olds. So it's going to assume that you're younger rather than assuming that they're older. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly right, Solantis. The AI is getting fooled here because today's 12-year-olds are like the 90s 20-year-olds. Right, exactly. And it's a again, I'm not justifying it or trying to give like the AI a pass or anything. Like, again, it's fucked up and it shouldn't be happening. But if we're looking for the logistical reason as to why, that's probably why. Because of how the AI is being trained on what supposed 12, 13, 14, 15-year-old girls look like. Blaming Disney is a very good place to start.
What is that? What's at stake here is that adults, particularly adult men, can pose as 15-year-old boys and hook up with teenage girls or teenage boys for that matter. It's as simple as that. Stephen Balcom, founder of the Family Online Safety Institute, told the Post. Stephen Balcom was able to sign up for Wiz as a teen. Oh wow, he must look pretty young. Oh.
Alright, that whole AI explanation that I just gave and whatnot. I got nothing for this one, boys.
Oh no. It's honestly just incredible to me that this idea was pitched to people like Tinder for kids, and nobody in that boardroom immediately got up and punched that guy in the head. This idea should have never been spoken into the world. This is a curse upon our lands. The CEO should be trapped inside of a crystal for 1,000 years. So who are the geniuses behind Wiz? Let's take a look. Oh, it's just a bunch of nerds.
All right. So what's the over/under? If we were to check some motherfuckers' hard drives, we're checking his hard drive, checking his hard drive. We are definitely checking his hard drive. Could go either way on these two. Motherfucker definitely getting his hard drive checked. Could go either way. Could go either way. Could go either way. Could go either way. Check her hard drive for sure. This dude just looks like he was made by AI. Check her hard drive because she looks deceptively like somebody who you wouldn't need to. Definitely check his hard drive. Definitely check fucking discount AJ Styles hard drive here. She doesn't even look like she has a computer. She seems like she does everything on a typewriter. This one's probably fine.
Birds. I don't know what I was expecting, honestly. Okay, so the CEO, Thomas Don... Can I say that? Now, I know what you're on...
$20 super chat, now I'll say it. Now I'll say it exactly how you guys think I should say it. Just saying. You're a discount AJ Style. Check the hard drive. No. Okay. I am not a discount AJ Style. I'm a Temu AJ Styles. Alright? Temu AJ Styles. That dude is great value AJ Styles. Jazz says I'd give her the Ninger pass.
Can I say that? Now, I know what you're thinking, and yes, he is French. It's always the French behind this shit. Cutie is now this. It's seriously time we start asking the French question. Believe it or not, this is not the first time Wiz has been under fire. Last year, Apple actually had to remove it from the App Store because of sextortion controversies.
Wait. So, it's been removed from the App Store before, and yet somehow it made it back on? How is this not supposed to make people think that the Child Online Safety Act is a good thing? Like, again, this is textbook fucking PSYOP playbook shit, and it's working, and even someone who's so ardently against it as me, like, 0.5% of me thinks, you know what, I kind of fucking get it.
Apple removed the app Tuesday after the National Center of Sexual Exploitation contacted the company with concerns about the alleged use of Wiz in sextortion scams. Extortion is an increasingly common online crime in which people are enticed to send sexually explicit photos. Once the photos are sent, the receiver of the images threatens to share them online or with family or friends unless the victim sends money.
Yeah, there was a really famous case of like a 13-year-old girl that had that happen to her, and she ended up killing herself. I mean, I'm sure that's happened multiple times, but there was like this one case that got really famous about that. because it was in the very early days of internet live streaming, and she was like 13 years old. You guys might know who I'm talking about if you guys are familiar with this. She was like 13 years old, and she was on one of these like live stream sites. This is way before Twitch or anything like that, and she was like trying to be a singer, and so she was singing, and like all these dudes bullied her into eventually, flashing, and they all took screenshots and started sending her emails and blackmailing her, and she basically said, "Fuck you! I'm not gonna, do it. Go ahead, whatever. I'm not giving you money or I'm not giving you attention, whatever it was." And so they actually did. They spread this 13-year-old girl's inappropriate photos to her family, her friends, all over school, all over the internet, and it fucked her up so bad that she fucking killed herself. I wish I remember the name of that case.
John Sheehan, Senior Vice President of the Exploited Children Division and International Engagement for the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, said his organization has received more than 100 reports from members of the public about minors allegedly extorted on Wiz this year, putting the app behind only Snapchat and Instagram for such reports. So because there was extortion allegedly from Wiz, they had to shut it down. And this is the public statement Wiz came out with. Are you ready for this? Hey.
All right. Hold on. I haven't read it. Hopefully you guys didn't read it. What's the over-under? Let's do some bets right now. What do we think is going to be worse? Their statement or the statement that Roblox made when all this happened with them a few months ago? Yeah, Amanda Dobbs, Amanda Hobbs, Amanda Dobry, something like that. Yes, Ginty Maxey. Yeah, that's the case I'm thinking of. I don't remember the name exactly either, but that's exactly the case I'm thinking of. Now I'm leaning towards Roblox being worse. Like, I don't know what this statement's gonna be, but it's gonna be so hard to top how bad the Roblox apology was. Amanda Dodd, there we go. So yeah, that's my prescription. Nick Nack for back as a based Latino American. I'm so glad more American people, especially whites, are waking up to pedo elites' plans to destroy white culture. Hail, Christ is King. It's, first of all, shout out, thank you, Base. Truly appreciate the 10-banger. Let's go ahead and give you a clip for that one, homie.
So here's the deal. Life doesn't always want to be your friend. Sometimes it'll feel like life wants to hurt you.
That was a downer.
But you can't just hide, because nobody likes a quitter.
Your ass don't hurt.
I'll go first.
You gotta take chances.
This fire isn't gonna stop me.
They never said it was gonna be fun or easy.
Subscribe to New Black Street. Subscribe to Atreus. And yeah, I'll catch y'all next Saturday.
Now, I will... address something you said in the super chat though. You're so glad that American people, especially whites, are waking up to pedo elite plans to destroy white culture. I don't think they are trying to destroy white culture. What I think they are trying to destroy is the American the American culture, which, if it's being done properly, actually is a colorless sort of culture. It is a culture of true freedom and the responsibility that comes with using those freedoms. And so, like, again, because white culture isn't really a thing, because, like, white people in Norway are going to have different cultures than white people in France, are going to have different cultures than white people here in America. So white culture isn't really a thing, just like how black culture isn't really a thing. But I do think they are trying to destroy Western culture, specifically American culture, and that is a culture based around individual freedoms. Anyway, let's keep going. Let's find out if this is worse than the Roblox one.
Hey there, just wanted to drop in with a quick heads up. Wiz is...
Guys, I may have been wrong. This is already worse than the Roblox one. When you start your apology for child sexual exploitation on your app with, "Hey there, just want to drop in with a quick heads up," bro, you failed the fucking assignment. How did this app manage to make Roblox look like fucking professionals?
currently taking a break from the app stores due to a technical hiccup. We're working super hard to get everything sorted out and back to normal ASAP. Here's the deal. If you uninstall Wiz during this time, you won't be able to re-download it until we're back up and running in the App Store. So we recommend hanging tight. We're really sorry for any inconvenience this may cause. We appreciate your patience and support. Stay tuned for the update, and in the meantime, keep enjoying Wiz. Thanks for being part of our Wiz family. Oopsie poopsie with deal.
That might be the worst apology I have ever heard on the internet in all the time I've been on the internet. And I remember Logan Paul's apology for feeling a body in the suicide forest. Holy shit, that was rough.
Will f you wucky. And when they were allowed back on the App Store, this was their announcement.
Did it say
this was their announcement?
Cause of death being too good? There's no way that's real.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Holy fuck. And then psych. Just like that. This shit got less sense of self-awareness than Kamala Harris. Holy fuck.
Imagine, if you will, getting banned off the App Store because of controversies surrounding extortion of minors. And then being like, we're back, bitches! The audacity. We're still working on getting back on the store. We miss you guys. Stay strong. I like the hashtag attempt here. Nobody is using that shit. It sounds like a rapper.
Alright. I gotta know. I gotta know. What sorts of people retweeted that? Alright. That Ed Block shit, I just free Wiz. Yeah, I imagine people that use this were probably talking about Wiz Khalifa. And, like, that's why they adopted it. Yeah, because free Wiz is all with... Oh, wait, to be fair, okay, I need 2 Z's. That one's on me. I don't know if that has to do with it. Monster free Wiz. 2020. Yeah, dude, these are all about, like, rappers and shit. There's nobody. I ain't Tinder about no bitch. We running through all the freak hoes. Hashtag, what? Yeah, no, I'm actually kind of proud of Twitter for once. Because, mind you, this is back when it was Twitter, not X. And it might be some ignorant fucking, like, Harlem shit. But at least there's nobody unironically saying this for the pedo app. Alright. Rare 2020 era Twitter W.
Free my homie Lil Wiz, he ain't done nothing. Okay, so
Blue Sky wasn't around yet at
is
the time.
on this app? Well, I am about to show you. I will be getting these screen caps.
You
from
know what,
other videos
Avernum, you
about
make a
this
point.
topic because there is no fucking way I am downloading any of these apps onto my device, okay? I am on way too many lists already. Anyway, here are some examples of some profiles on these friendship apps. Back on here, I guess, 5, 10, 16, don't send, hit me up. I'm a good listener, don't be dry, don't send, lol. I don't send. Friendly 304, older girls are on top. 15, look at the little Roblox icon. I don't send, so don't try.
Finally, we got a Roblox cameo, alright.
I don't send, don't ask. So if you are not aware what these people mean when they say don't send, they are saying they do not send private photos. May I remind you that this is an app marketed towards minors, and these minors feel the need to put in their profiles that they do not send nudes to strangers. That is...
I am shocked. Shocked. Well, not that shocked.
Fry said it better than I really could have.
How prevalent that is on this app. They feel like they have to go out of their way to say they don't do it. This one literally has to say, I don't send, stop asking. Bro, what the Trades, 17. I'll send, 14. Wow, those are some interesting names they have there in Australia. How exotic. My shit big, by the way. 16 years old. No Bill Cosby shit, but if bitches sleeping on me, then I'm a fuck 'em.
That might be the widest possible thing I could ever read. Like, you know the how do you do fellow kids meme? This is how do you do fellow blacks.
Hit me up if you are a girl that plays variety games, listens to music, and has a decent amount of beauty, so I can actually appreciate you. I don't date gays or blacks.
Alright, Sean from Tennessee, kind of based. Like, again, it should not be on this app, and this app shouldn't exist. But if we're looking at silver linings and glass half full and whatnot, Sean from Tennessee, pretty based.
Teen mom, if you have a prob, keep swiping. 14.
14? Why am I surprised by this? We had a 14-year-old pregnant 8th grader when I was in fucking 5th grade, and that was far, far longer ago than I care to admit.
I like it in the back door. Violet, 15. Pull up for and smoking. Bring me a nick, though. DM to rate eggplant. Oh man, I sure love friendship apps. My favorite.
Well, Prevalent Wind, it depends on the kind of black. If you want me to be completely honest with you, Jazz. It depends on the kind of black. A black like you, nothing at all. Power to you. A black like the people that were posting those free whiz, tweets that we were just going through. Like, look, it's not really about them being black. It's more just about the, everything else that comes along with it. If I'm being completely honest here, so far, the reactions to this video have been talking about CSAM and whether or not it is okay to date blacks. Am I losing my channel on Christmas Eve? This stream probably going members only.
Favorite activity to do with the homies, with the bros, rating each other's dicks. Friendship. I don't send. You should obsess over me. 15. It's wrong. If you're a sub and a masochist, text me now. Be my yandere. Be my psychopath. Someone please come collect your daughter. Oh my god. 6'3", football. Text me with Riz. I have a whimper audio, so ask to see. Holy shit, someone please come collect your son. Where are the freaks at? 15 years old asking where the freaks are at. Sir, I do not doubt at all. Several freaks are viewing your profile. Rate me 1 out of 10. Middle school, about to be 13. They have their age set to 17, but they're actually 13, so again, great job. The state-of-the-art AI technology at work here. Chat.
So, why does that look like... Is that Shu without makeup? She's still real cute if that be the case. Anyway, so how did they do the age verification before the advent of AI? Because, like, obviously that's a recent thing, right? That's got to be a recent thing with Wiz now and whatnot. So how did they do age verification before? Or was it just like the fucking Wild West all willy-nilly?
GPT says I'm 24 years old without makeup.
I mean...
At work here.
I could kind of see it. Like, I'm gonna be real. I can see... I don't think the AI making a bad call here. I would guess between 24 and 27 if it were me. Like AI being irrelevant to this. Like, if I just saw Shu on the street like this without makeup, I would guess between 24 and 27. She's like 32, I think.
GPT says I'm 24 years old without makeup. My 34-year-old haggard ass. I'm sorry if I do not trust fucking clankers to handle something like this.
Yeah, no, again, I don't think that's a problem with the clankers. I'll be real. I think that she'll be one of them broads that underestimates herself. Like, she definitely looks younger than she is.
Let's take a look at what actual teenagers are saying about this app, shall we? Is Wiz safe? No, I got sent CP on it. Bruh, I got asked, do you trade so many times? Most people on there are horny for real. Got way too many people.
Man, if we did the breakdown of adults versus children on that app, I bet it's like a 80-20 split, 80 in favor of adults. Like, I am more than willing to bet that 20% of the people using the app are actual children, and 80% are adults pretending to be children.
Pics from people. No, literally at this point, Wiz has become a child-friendly Tinder. The things I saw were horrifying. 15-year-olds posting videos of themselves twerking, 14-year-olds calling themselves bottoms, 13-year-olds putting shit in their bios like, I'll send if you send. My sister is using a dating app for teens called Wiz, and honestly, I find it really unhealthy. She spends a lot of time talking to guys she barely knows. The worst part is, my mom does nothing about it. I've been punished for way less, but my sister never gets any real consequences. I'm just trying to protect her, but she thinks I'm against her. And I'm really scared that one day this could end badly.
Spoiler alert, one day it will end badly. If it hasn't already.
Older brother, please protect your sister. She may hate you in the moment, but she will thank you in the future. Oh my god, and the fact that his mom doesn't care. This is giving me, like, actual anxiety. Here's my catch. If you're a guy, it's hard. Watch ads to get 5 coins, and once you reach 250, start the boost to get more requests. Oh, it's one of those watch ads to get coins sort of apps, of course. So what are the ads these 13 to 17-year-olds being forced to watch in order to get coins or whatever the Let's take a look. Let's take a look at what type of ads are on these friendship apps.
I don't wanna.
Safe chat room. Enjoy private chats with gorgeous online. Gets are horny. 1v1 video chat. Please tame me. I wanna. AI generate. Not safe for work. Dirty call and come fast. Free video chat with naughty hot girl. Now I know.
That actually might be the most disgusting part of this video yet. Because, like, if you were to be as charitable as humanly possible prior to this point, you could make the argument that this is an app that is for kids that is just being abused the way that many tools are abused, the way that guns are abused, the way that the internet's abused. Like, you could, if, I mean, you have to really, really stretch it. But you could try to be charitable in saying that there is no inherent harm with the app. However, it's being abused, and the problem is with the abusers, not the app itself. However, once you get to ads like that are in an app that is like overtly targeted towards children, it becomes indefensible by any single metric you could possibly come up with. Like, that is actually fucking disgusting. I cannot, for the life of me, understand how this would be allowed on any sort of app store beyond the conspiracy theory. I'm going to keep harping and driving this home. But I need, like, give me a more logical explanation. How is something like this, that is marketed, targeted, and directed towards children, have openly pornographic and sexual ads on it, if it was not a psyop, if it was not orchestrated to try and be, like, get big, become noticeable, become newsworthy, become headline worthy, to terrify a populace of parents into agreeing with online child safety? Like, that's, can you, I'm asking this in good faith. Because if anybody can come up with a logical explanation that is not that far down the conspiracy theory rabbit hole, I would love to hear it. Because I actually can't think of one. I will give a few moments before we hit play to see if anybody can come up with any semblance of something that is less conspiratorial than that as to how this would be allowed on the App Store. Aren't the ads algo-based? I don't know. It very much depends. I don't think so. Or if they are algo-based, it's very poorly done. Because, like, I get algorithmically based ads on Instagram, for example, that have literally nothing to do with my interests. Because it's just not a very good system. And it's probably also because, like, I don't use Instagram very often at all. Maybe, like, once or twice a month. Yeah, it went from I am service to live streaming, just chatting, but naturally it's just highlighting titty streamers. Pedo's gonna pedo. I released an app. You just like you just like an ad system. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Oh, and you link an ad system. Okay. Yeah, this is. Well, nobody gave me a reason. Nobody getting like any reason how this isn't the conspiracy theory. So at this point, if I wasn't 100% convinced before, I am 100% convinced now. This app, its sole purpose on the market is to cause a panic and to create headlines and moral panics and outrages from parents, all by design, from these governments and corporations to get you to vote for things akin to online child safety acts and remove freedoms universally from citizens on the internet. I don't think it could be anything other than that at this point.
Every single social media has an issue with this. Every single one, from Instagram to Twitter, there's always an issue of predators preying on minors on social media. But these apps in particular are created with weird intentions from the get-go. Like, why does a 13-year-old kid need an app like this, where they swipe on photos of people and, like, plan to meet them in person? They just don't need an app like this. The bad that potentially comes with it completely outweighs, like, any of the good that can come from an app like this.
I truly cannot think, like, let's take the pornographic ads away. Let's say those didn't exist. I still cannot think of a single good or positive thing about this app. Like, I cannot think of any positive outcome, positive experience. Literally nothing. And I'm trying. Again, in an effort to be as good faith and charitable as I can be, because if I'm going to make such an ardent argument against it, I need to be able to come up with at least potential arguments for it. And I can't come up with one.
I remember when, like, don't talk to strangers online was, like, the big thing. That was, like, the main internet rule. That and don't believe everything you see on the internet. Which is funny now, coming from the boomer generation that thinks like this is real on Facebook. Meanwhile, nowadays, apps like this...
Now, to be fair, I know a lot of motherfuckers that fell for Bonsai Kitty. I know a lot of motherfuckers that fell for Bonsai Kitten. Yo, Hypno, shout out. Merry Christmas to you too, brother. Hypno emojis in the chat, crew. Honestly, I can see a pedo not like the age restriction on Tinder, so decided to make Tinder Junior. But again, it goes... Yes, you could see that happening, and that likely has happened. However, at this point, it is on the App Store. It has been downloaded God knows how many times. It has remained on the App Store, and it is putting out those sorts of ads. It's putting out pornographic ads towards children. That wouldn't stand. Bro, they removed X from the App Store in Brazil because X didn't follow their fucking social internet laws. If they could get the X removed from the App Store in Brazil over something simple like that, obviously there is no place for an app like this. The only reason it is staying on the App Store. No, I get that you're playing devil's advocate, and I appreciate that because, again, I'm also trying to play devil's advocate, and I can't come up with a good one. But we need to come up with something better because the logic on that one falls through just by a thin line of questioning.
Are literally marketing themselves to minors like meet strangers on the internet. As a teenager, it is like the optimal time to like meet friends in real life. Like that is
and no. If it was a CIA psyop, they wouldn't have allowed Apple to remove it. No, wrong. Because for the psyop to work, you need the media to get you to think that the government and people like that are working in your favor. So basically, the way the psyop would go down, CIA has people make this app, this child porn-friendly app. Child porn-friendly app is released. Outcry happens. CIA lets all the outcry happen because that's what they want. CIA then tells the App Store, take it down and do things to fix it. Because when you take it down, it'll make headlines and people will think, oh good, the government's doing what we want them to do. They have our best interests at heart. And then you reintroduce the app and then people get outraged again. It becomes stories again. And then, now when we are at a time in our current existence on the internet, when there's all these child online safety laws and censorship laws and real laws that will remove our personal freedoms, you drop a story like this.
That is when it is the easiest, because it gets really hard to meet friends as an adult. It gets hard as fuck to...
So Matt Sanford is correct. A psyop is a poor psyop if it's blatantly obvious it's a psyop. The problem is, it's blatantly obvious to us that it's a psyop because we become so familiar with the concept. How many people haven't woken up to it yet?
Meet friends as an adult. Like, everyone's already established, everyone already has their friends, and like, if you try to make friends with someone, you feel like a fucking like weirdo freak. Like, when I moved to the city, I tried Bumble BFF. I think I've told the story before. Sorry if I told the story before in a video. Not much happens in my life, so if I repeat stories, I'm sorry. I tried Bumble BFF and the only person I matched with was a furry. Anyway, my point is, I don't think 13-year-old, 14-year-old, 15-year-old, whatever, they shouldn't be meeting strangers off the internet. Like, at the very least, what
Welcome back, Jazz.
Are normalizing hookup culture. Basically grooming them into hookup culture, one of the most toxic aspects of modern society, in my opinion. But these companies do not care. These companies don't.
Well, so, Solantis, that would still be a psyop. The act of even allowing the freaks to do these things and then getting the results, the result you wanted would in and of itself be a psyop. The psychological aspect of it, the psychological operation, the operation is letting them do their thing and letting it go unchallenged, unpunished, even promoted. That's still a psyop.
Don't care because at the end of the day, they are making a profit. It's not surprising at all that a lot of these apps showed up during COVID, during lockdowns, when many teenagers and kids were really lonely. Like I said before, the app is apparently full of ads, freaky ass ads, and you can buy like all this extra stuff on the app. There's like in-app purchases. There's like the fucking burger bundle, whatever the hell that is. I like how this is so blatantly like a French person's idea of like, this is like a French person's idea of like marketing to the United States. Bonjour, Americans. Would you like the burger?
I gotta say, I appreciate this bit right here because this is bringing some much needed levity to a very heavy topic thus far.
So you can have a 13-year-old girl on your, how you say, oui. One of the biggest issues though, besides the predators or the normalization of hookup apps, is the fact that this app is mainly used by minors to trade photos with other minors. A lot of people, a lot of teenagers especially, don't know that even though you're also a minor, you are still technically creating and distributing CP. If those pictures somehow get out, if she breaks up with you and posts them, you could both get in trouble. You could go to jail. You could be labeled a sex offender. Yes, you as a minor could be labeled a sex offender because you sent pictures to another minor. And that's what like 90% of this app is. Minors getting each other's links and trading and whatever the like, how do the creators of this app not see that? How do they do see it. They don't care because a burger bundle. So what can we do about this? One particular promising solution pending before Congress is the Kids Online.
Finally, she's getting to it. We've got 4 fucking minutes of the video left. Sorry, I'm not angry at you. I'm your biggest fan, but Christ in heaven. I hope her average watch time is better than mine. Cause I do like 20 to 40 minute videos, and my average watch time is like 10 minutes. So, if she's throwing this in at the end of the video, I hope people watch her videos to completion, so they can actually see this part.
Online Safety Act, a bipartisan bill that establishes a duty of care for online platforms likely to be accessed by children.
Say it with me, class. If a bill is bipartisan, then it is bad for everyone.
Listen, of course I think government regulation is absolutely necessary to keep corpos in check. If not, they would just do a bunch of immoral, evil shit for money. However, I do not trust the government to handle anything regarding free speech and the internet. Listen, in a
Based!
perfect world, the government would step in and make the internet a safer place for children. But we do not live in a perfect world. We live in Hell World. And in Hell World, anything the government gets its grubby little hands on turns to shit. It will go from, we're just protecting kids, to, we're just protecting adults from bad opinions. It will go from, sorry little Timmy, you can't watch Fat Booty Latinas in Space 12, to, sorry grown-ass man, you can't post that opinion about Israel. But I don't know, you need a government ID to buy alcohol or...
By the way, obligatory fuck Israel and fuck Palestine. I hadn't said it yet this stream, so yeah, fuck them both.
Weed online. Why shouldn't you also need a government ID to watch or access apps like this? I don't really know. I kind of like go back and forth on my opinion of stuff like this. I don't really have a fleshed out opinion of this yet. My husband has not given me my opinion of this yet.
Based again.
All I know is it is ultimately the parent's job to monitor what their kids are doing online. But in my opinion, something like this shouldn't even exist in the first place. Like imagine, yeah, we created meth for kids. You as a parent, you know, you keep your kids away, but you know, the meth for kids is here. You know, if they want it, if they want to buy it, like, no.
By the way, Meth for Kids, I shit you guys not, was an SNL sketch in like 2008, I believe. Hold on. I can tell you the exact year. When did Michael Phelps get in trouble for smoking weed? 2000. Okay, yeah. Sorry, February of 2009 with a podium photo from 2008. So yes, in 2009, Saturday Night Live had Michael Phelps on as the guest host. And because he got in trouble for a fucking photo of him smoking weed, they did a whole bit about him endorsing the new product, My First Meth Lab, a meth lab for children. So, like, what Shu is talking about now as a legitimate fucking possibility in 2025 was a Saturday Night Live sketch in 2009.
Also, like, the parents are giving their kids iPads right out of the f***ing womb, dude. These little motherfuckers.
By the way, how fucking impressive is it that your boy got such a goddamn good memory that I can recall a specific SNL sketch from 2009?
Can't read. Australia is actually enforcing the first social media ban for kids under 16. These are the platforms being banned in...
And it's not going well, by the way. Kids have already found ways to circumvent it to the moon and back. It is a catastrophic failure, just like everything else in Australia. The only things in Australia that succeed are the emus in fighting off the Australian fucking populace.
Australia. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, X, YouTube, Reddit, Threads, Kick, Twitch. And these are the ones that are still allowed. Steam, WhatsApp, Messenger, YouTube Kids, Pinterest, GitHub, Google Classroom, Lego Play, Roblox, and Discord. I'm sorry, stop.
Australia, why do you even exist? Why is... Antarctica is more relevant at this point than Australia, and they don't even have a military. Yeah, exactly, Paul. The professor was right. I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
You want to protect children, and you didn't ban Discord? Also, wow, I almost forgot. Roblox is also trying to become a dating website. Roblox, the game...
Third Roblox mention of this video. In a video not even about Roblox.
Mostly used by children. I feel like kids are in such a rush to be adults. Today more than ever. I think because like social media and influencers. Oh my god, apparently the most popular jobs for children that they want to be when they grow up are like streamer and like YouTuber. We're so cooked, dude. I swear.
Now, to be fair, that's to be expected. I mean, because like, when we were kids, the most popular jobs were things like rock star and movie star. Being a like YouTuber, streamer, whatnot, that's kind of the equivalent nowadays, because I mean, let's be real, we've moved to a period of time where, you know, societally, like musicians and actors and whatnot, they've lost their cultural relevance and influence to people on like YouTube and Twitch and shit like that. So I don't really think that that's any different than how it's kind of been probably since like the 80s at least.
Swear to God, if my kids come up to me and they're like, I want to be a YouTuber like mommy. Nightmare. No, you're going to college. You're getting a degree. You're not going to be an e-girl. You're not going to...
No. You are not going to college. And Shu, you should fucking know better than this. College is a goddamn scam. Unless you mean a trade school or an apprenticeship. No, you're not going to college. You're not going to the far left Marxist indoctrination machine. Shu, you're fucking better than this.
Be a streamer. You're not gonna be the next Asmongold. You're gonna be normal. I've said this before, but like my kids are not even gonna know the internet exists. I'm going to raise them as if it is 1875. And God forbid like a phone rings in our house. What is that strange bird I hear? Personally, I had unrestricted access to the internet when I was growing up and I turned out fine. So that was that video. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. I read every single comment. I'm serious. I see all the shit you freaks write down there. If you like this video, give it a little like. Oh, I hate this part of being a YouTuber. Subscribe and give it 5 stars. Donate to my Patreon if you can, link down below, or you can give a little tip with the little tip jar. Also, again,
Slipstream, I would add one more to that. So for accounting, medical, and law, I would also add public speaking. Public speaking is a very, very important tool that no matter what profession you get into, will absolutely be necessary as a life skill. So by and large, I agree with you that the vast majority of what you learn in college is completely irrelevant, but public speaking is also an absolute necessity.
Don't forget to check out today's sponsor, Ground News, link also down below. And I hope you guys have a very Merry Christmas. I will see you guys next year. Bye!
Based for saying Merry Christmas, as Sean does, but Chibi reviews don't. Yeah, no, I mean, this was a... Well, I was gonna say an excellent video, but, yeah, I don't know that, I mean... Good on her for bringing awareness to it, I doth suppose, but, yeah, that was fucked up. Again, I already, from the beginning of the video, when I started thinking about it, again, for like just 30 seconds, thought, this could be a psyop. By the end of it, I am 100% convinced, and I don't know that anybody could convince me otherwise. Like, I can't even imagine an argument to convince me at this point that this dating app for kids stuff isn't a psyop on by every single metric. So, yeah, we're fucking cooked.